Now to politics. Hillary Clinton hitting the campaign trail yesterday, blaming Vermont guns for many of the violent crimes in New York. Listen to what she said.
Most of the guns that are used in crimes and violence and killings in New York come from out of state. And the state that has the highest per capita number of those guns that end up committing crimes in New York come from Vermont.
All rise, Judge Andrea Napolitano is here. Judge, she wants to pin the blame on gun manufacturers for any sort of shootings and death that results. And she wants to take serious action against them.
She's profoundly wrong about these guns coming from Vermont. Look, we all know it's a bit of an anomaly that Bernie Sanders, the arch lefty, supports guns because he comes from a unique state. There are socialist aspects to Vermont. There are libertarian aspects to Vermont. One of the libertarian aspects is the ease with which you can carry a gun. I was giving a speech in Vermont 5 years ago. I arrived at the venue. The people organizing the speech said, "Do you want a gun for a day?" Gun for a day? What are you talking about? Yeah, for $10 you can have a 12-hour license. So I declined because I felt I didn't need it. But it shows you the ease with which.
That would have been kind of cool, though, man. I would have taken a gun and a cowboy hat.
I mean, they didn't offer the cowboy hat. But back to her. The speech clip you just ran suggests that killings have occurred in New York because of guns that have come from Vermont. There are no gun manufacturers in Vermont. So she's adding 2 + 2 and getting 22. Not a surprise that she's doing that. But the imposition of liability on the manufacturer for the criminal use of the product would be like suing GM because a driver of a GM car was involved in a DWI. Right. I mean, there simply is no due process. There's no fairness. There's no connection between the manufactured product and its misuse by an ultimate owner. And in order to prevent people from doing that, Congress enacted legislation that said you can't sue the manufacturer for the misuse by the ultimate owner. You could sue the manufacturer if there's a defect in the design, but you can't sue them because somebody committed a crime with it.
Well, you mentioned Congress, but is there anything in the Constitution that prohibits a government from making this a law? In other words, if Hillary Clinton won the White House and Democrats swept the House and Senate, could she propose legislation that completely reverses that?
Well, she could propose the legislation, but
would it be constitutional?
A judge, I'll tell you what a judge could not permit the imposition of liability without fault, because you have to show fault. You have to show something that the manufacturer did wrong. And making a gun is a protected activity under the Constitution. So there is no wrongness on the part of the manufacturer that contributed to the criminal use of the gun. But to the left, which bunches all use of guns together, the lawful use of guns for self-protection and the unlawful use of guns to commit crime, this makes sense because it garners votes. They don't care that it trashes the Second Amendment.
Right. And you know what I hate more than probably anything else is the idea that they always blame the gun. It's never the person that pulls the trigger.
Well, by that theory, we will be eating steak with our hands because we won't be able to use steak knives.
Wait, you're not supposed to do that? Oh, man.
By the way,
now
very
I know
good,
why you
my
didn't call me again.
All right, thanks a lot, Judge. And this, university students told they can't sing along to Rihanna songs if they're white. Sorry, Kat. She was humming a song, by the way.
I feel so empowered,
it's called microaggression. Also, Lisa Gibbons on the real Donald Trump. Remember, she worked with him on The Apprentice. She won the show. She beat our boy. Now she's on Varney. We'll be right back in a few.